fine. For us, we're doing very good on Pistas FM. It is a pleasure to be with you today. And today we have a special guest, Miss Julie. She's going to be with us and then talking about hypertension or high blood pressure.
Okay.
And we want to say good morning to all of you guys and say thank you to Miss Julie. Bonjour tout le monde, comment nous y est? Nous content pour nous ensemble avec vous, non pas monsieur madame Masley. C'est toujours un plaisir à chaque fois que nous avons chance pour nous capables présenter à vous-même un sujet que nous connaissons qui est très intéressant et qui pourra permettre que ou capable prendre de bonnes décisions pour tête ou pour la vie ou et même pour sauver la vie de l'autre monde parce que nous connaissons sa tension à faire dans le monde là qui va les ravages l'a fait monde qui fait stroke des fois monde n'a pas même connaît s'il fait tension parce que monde n'a pas gagné un signe qui dit que il fait tension sauf que un jour comme ça il tombe. Ça veut dire que nous remet pour nous éduquer comme on connaît réseau Pistas, li fondé sous 3 roches du feu, c'est évangélisation, éducation et puis information. Me dit bien monsieur Brian. Mais l'aime beaucoup de bonjour.
C'est le problème.
Eh bien OK. Ça veut dire que je dis là c'est matériel là c'est partie éducation, pas vrai?
Oui, ça c'est éducation.
Eh bien, nous veut dire bonjour, il y a information. Nous veut dire bonjour avec monsieur Prier comment est?
Bon, Seigneur a fait grâce, moi en forme, et ça qui fait me plaisir, c'est l'autre de chita quand on sait de blanc, on s'aime de blanc, yo saute sinon là, yo vu là, yo l'autre côté, puis yo tourne l'autre côté. Et ben c'est, mais ouais, bon Dieu, ça, il est tellement grand. On dit tellement grand. Il fait moun yo blanc, yo parler là, moun comprendre, yo parler là, l'autre qualité moun comprendre. On s'aime de là, yo changer là, yo virer là, yo. Ça fait mon plaisir. Là, mon côté moun ça, moi, tout m'a pas prendre, même je m'a pas prendre avec madame Julie. Et qu'on y a bon presque docteur. Presque.
Bon, qu'on y a là.
Presque docteur.
C'est madame Julie qui parle bon
presque docteur.
C'est madame Julie qui parle bas au et doctorat ou même
pas oublier mon TikTok parce que moi on téléphone pas mon TikTok.
Mais mettez au qu'on y là.
OK, d'accord parce que mon ça et pas oublier leur superstars pour dire ça pour dire c'est superstars
nos superstars alors faut nous rappeler encore on a rappelé et on a dit tout le monde qui sur Facebook sur YouTube sur TikTok et qui sur Radio Pistas nous voulons dire merci et bonjour n'a dit monsieur Fit samedi bonjour avec madame Ariel à côté nous dit bonjour et nous connaît que New Jersey Garden State et bien OK nous dit madame PJ bonjour et n'a dit madame Julie good morning.
Bonjour madame Julie. On va pas le micro, non?
Bonjour, good morning, everybody.
Good morning to you only, Juju. Bonjour, Juju. How are you?
I am doing well and I am doing blessed. Thank you. How are you guys doing?
Okay, Juju, comment est-ce?
Muy bien,
Juju, buenos días.
Buenos días.
¿Cómo está?
Et toi, je suis bien.
My goodness. You français, you anglais, you creole, you creole.
Thank you, Juju.
You know, that's how it is on Pistas. We want to make it fun. We want to make it like a pleasure for every single one of our listeners who has the opportunity to be part of this show every morning, every Monday.
Do you have mic?
I believe so. I don't know, but yes.
Yeah. Now I can hear you.
I got it. Yes, I said it's our pleasure to know that you are with us on this show every Monday morning from 10 to 11:50 something.
Yeah.
And on Thursday morning, after that Monday night, I do have the opportunity to be with you, but not Thursday night. Occasionally,
so
I do have the
on
opportunity.
Monday they have double. They have double because they have it in the morning and then 10 morning.
Yes, 10.
Wow.
But that's not a tax return, please. Intend that not a tax return. Okay. So Juju, welcome back, darling. It's been a while, if I can say it like that. You were with us on this show, and then this morning here you are, because we missed last Monday. unfortunately you won't feel good, and we say thanks to God, thanks to
Yeah, for
everyone
the
around you that being at work to give you the opportunity to be on your feet and then come back to P-Stars to talk to our people, your people, Zami Nuyo. What do you have today? We said that we're gonna talk about high blood pressure. What is going on, Juju? How are you
So,
doing? How are you feeling yourself before you
well,
talk health to people?
well, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you guys for your prayers, for your thoughts and prayers. Last week I wasn't feeling well, but I am doing well now. I'm doing fine, and I appreciate your thoughts and your prayers. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yes. But today I would like to talk about high blood pressure. High blood pressure, the medical term is hypertension.
Yes.
And I want to talk about high blood pressure, which is very common in our community. That many, and too many of us, we have high blood pressure.
Okay.
And so I want to first talk about what is high blood pressure. High blood pressure is because around our heart, we have arteries and we have veins, which pumps blood to our brain, to our stomach, to all of our organs, right? Our heart is a pump and it pumps blood to all of our organs, and so it can properly function. So high blood pressure is when there's too much pressure. There's too much pressure in our arteries. And when it's too high, it's not good for us. So high blood pressure is when your blood pressure is more than 130 over 80. Every time we go to the doctor checks our blood pressure. Even I know at Publix and Walmart, they have a blood pressure machine where when people can go and sit down and check their blood pressure on their own. But if your blood pressure reading, if those numbers are above 130 over 80, it's considered high blood pressure. Okay? The problem with high blood pressure is because it can cause serious complications like heart attack, like stroke. That's the problem with having high blood pressure. Okay? So people may say, how do I know if I have high blood pressure? How do people know if they have high blood pressure? Many times with high blood pressure, you don't feel sick. You don't feel sick, you feel perfectly fine. And many times you will not feel sick. So the best way to really know if you have high blood pressure is when you go to the doctor and they take your blood pressure, and they tell you what your blood pressure is. Even if, like I said, if you go to Publix or Walmart and you check your blood pressure, if those numbers are high, most likely you have high blood pressure. Okay, so and the top number, once again, if it's above 130, it's too high, and the bottom number, if it's above 80, it's too high. Okay, and according to research, it's very common. It's too common. It's about 47% of adults in America that have high blood pressure. Almost 50% of people that have high blood pressure. And that's too much people to have it. Okay? So the common causes of high blood pressure is the food that we eat. It's the food that if we eat food that's high in salt, that causes high blood pressure. No exercising. If you don't exercise, they may cause high blood pressure. So, primary high blood pressure, the causes of primary high blood pressure is your age, okay, is your age and lifestyle, and not exercising. So the older you become, the more likely it is for you to have high blood pressure, which makes it even more important for you to eat much better and for you to exercise. Okay. And secondary high blood pressure is caused by if you have a medical condition. If you have something else that causes you to have high blood pressure. For example, if you have kidney problems, if you are diagnosed with kidney problems, that may cause you to have high blood pressure. and it's the kidneys that's making you have high blood pressure. That is considered secondary high blood pressure. But the most common high blood pressure is primary, which has to do with diet or your diet, the lack of exercise, and age. That's more common high blood pressure. Okay, so medical conditions that are common with high blood pressure is kidney disease, sleep apnea, which is sleep apnea is when you go to sleep at night and you snore, and when you snore so much and you wake up, and that's what you call sleep apnea. If you are immune depressed, that could be a cause of high blood pressure. If you have any vascular diseases, that can also cause high blood pressure. Okay? And when it comes to the risk factors, the complications that can happen, if you have high blood pressure and you don't take medication to reduce your high blood pressure, you're putting yourself at risk. Okay? It's just like a car. When a car is in our bodies is very similar to a car. The car has a pump, right? And when the car has a pump and it's pumping the oil and it's pumping it and it's pumping it so hard, eventually you're driving the car. The car will get you to where you need to go. But if the car's not working properly, eventually it's going to stop working. And that's anything in life, right? Yes, high blood pressure, you don't feel sick. And because you don't feel sick, many people don't take their blood pressure medication. They continue with their life. They say they go to work, they do whatever they need to do, they take care of their family, and they say, oh, well, I don't feel sick, so I don't need the medicine. The doctor doesn't know what he's talking about. Oh, these doctors, they're all about money. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I'll take it today, I won't take it tomorrow, or I always forget to take my medicine. I might take it next week. That's a problem, because when the blood pressure is so high in our arteries, remember, why is your blood pressure high? Because it's the pressure of the blood that's being pushed to your organs so they can work properly. Okay? So when that pressure is too high, like anything, if it's too much, eventually it will break down. It will stop working. So the complications of untreated hypertension can lead to heart attack. It could lead to a stroke. It could lead to kidney disease. It could lead to kidney failure. It could lead to eye damage, right, with your vision. Your vision can get worsened, and in some cases, you can even go blind if your blood pressure is uncontrolled. It can lead to vascular dementia, and it could lead to other type of heart diseases like coronary artery disease. Okay? So even though you may feel fine right now with your blood pressure so high, but that doesn't mean that you're always going to be okay if you don't take your medication. So, of course, it's very, I highly advise you're supposed to take your blood pressure medicine, because what the medicine does, it helps lower the pressure. It helps lower the pressure to prevent these complications. And yes.
But merci. I was about to tell you, can we stop there and then to get more explanation? You can answer some questions, and I will try at my level to translate for some of our people that we know do not understand very well your English, or the other blonde that I have with me can do that. Because I'm gonna try. You know that she's a blonde like you, and not me. Okay, so
yes, of course.
Let's try. First of all, my understanding, you said that when it's higher than this number that I'm gonna read, 130 over 80. So
Yes.
we should consider it's high, and then we need to do whatever that we can to see our doctor. Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Yes.
Mhm,
Keep
I'm
going. Keep
listening.
going.
I say yes.
Okay.
So when the top number,
Mm-hmm.
when the top number is higher than 130,
130. Not 130 over 80.
when 130 over 80,
Mhm.
that is considered high blood pressure.
High blood pressure. Okay. Can we trust those machines that we find at Publix or Walmart, or we must go to our doctor or trust them instead those machines?
So those machines that's at Publix and Walmart, yes, you can trust them.
Okay.
And the reason why you can trust them is because those machines are in a company.
Mm-hmm.
So Publix and Walmart, they have to make sure that that machine is working and it's working correctly.
Okay. Okay.
So that's why I would say yes, you can trust that machine.
Ok. Donc, on y a là qui te me dit mon yo et que Blanc t'a parlé à la Blanc dit comme ça. Les nous essayer de checker pour tension nous, j'ai que nous connaît c'est non qui commun et que en pile nous dit ah m'gé frère là la souffrir avec une tension son bagage qui presque tout regardez par contre qui ça pour me faire tout ça que nous fait tension pas descendre tension arrêter ou tension pas le problème qui ça pour nous faire mes amis les nous aller dans public business ça yo et que nous ba au crédit même si papa nous cob Walmart avec Publix particulièrement yo gen deux machines yo gen deux corner ou qu'on va aller dans zone pharmacie yo et bien c'est là souvent moun yo checker et blood pressure yo checker tension yo moun qui connaît zami pas mieux zami moun qui semble avec moi yo comme si n'a checker tension nous depuis nous t'a regardé nous ouais chiffre qui en l'air li plus passé 130 connaît que nous avons difficulté tension nous li haut j'ai que nous remédiant nous avons high blood pressure donc on y a là nous obligé ouais docteur nous parce que nous pas qu'à bailler tête nos médicaments oui des prévention que nous devons faire selon ça blanc t'a parlé là il dit qualité manger que nous mangeons on ça me là moun qui aime manger en pile sel yo moun qui aime manger viande rouge yo on ça me là il y a affectiste li pas ça du tout baltiste on ça me là ti viande bœuf là pas besoin connaît comme si chaque jour faut t'apprendre non docteur a parlé là bloc t'a parlé avec nous il dit non mes amis de grâce si nous voulons vivre quelques jours en plus si nous voulons vivre quelques jours puis bien toujours faut nous éviter pas dire éviter yo non. Si me dit nous inviter, c'est que nous inviter au venir la caille nous, inviter au venir sous table nous, c'est pas ça me dit non. Moi dit éviter yo, pas inviter yo. Parler yo venir sous table nous. Si nous ouais venir sous table nous courir derrière yo. OK? Sinon madame n'a peut-être li pas songer, li te ba non on steak lundi ou bien hier dimanche là comprendre te gain super bowl que moun content. Là il acheter 2-3 belles morceaux steak là bien boucané au beau season, celle-là de base so gade ou bien manger. Si ou gade ou dans semaine non madame t'a metté un autre morceau steak sur table encore, dit ah chez ou kon ça crivé, ouais ami ça on met quitter pas inviter le manger jodi non pas manger avec lui. C'est pour qu'a protéger tête ou parce que madame n'a oublié s'il te bossé hier. Vous comprenez? Dans Super Bowl là, nous sommes contents de nous craser 2-3 morceaux de steak. Pas de problème, il y a des prix surtout. Mais, pas bon, je dis, pas bon, même dans ce semaine. Merci beaucoup. Et puis, il dit tout, a fait celle n'a manger. Mes amis, même si nous disons nous pas zombies, vous comprenez ça, mais nous pas vivre dans la mer tout. Nous pas vivre dans la mer tout. C'est poisson qui vivent dans la mer, c'est eux même celle-là aider yo. De la mer a bon pour eux. Nous pas poisson. Nous pas dans la mer. Évitez trop celle. On s'am de là, celle-là il pas bon. Pas éviter le moi dit, évitez. Depuis nous comme si manger à nous goûter nous gen sel dit chéri ah je dis pas contre ça passer nous l'autre fond football la mais on ça nous on pas je parle avec madame là den ça aussi prévention c'est précaution pour nous prendre en plus docteur a dit tout mes amis faut nous faire exercice bon moi si me décaler avec un peu da font petit mouvement là pas cap non est-ce me capable bon da font petit lever comme ça fait ça da font petit courir ah je ne pas font petit courir là pour monter mon yo on faut nous faire petit exercice on va ça me là bye on va petit main lever, on va nous faire petit mouvement. Faut nous faire petit exercice. Pas lever chita dans kala, craser morceau steak, quasi du 3 morceaux teki, quasi du 3 morceaux chicken, bon épice, bon sel là-dedans, prendre 2-3 morceaux banane fruit là, regarder bon sel, bon bleu sel dans banane fruit. Non, bouche là la mandé ou li. mais reste corps li pas satisfait avec lui. Reste corps li pas bon pour lui. De grâce mes amis. Et puis gon le rivé tout. L'âge d'a avancé. Là nous même j'ai avec moi nous jeunes garçons comme ça me dit non. Depuis l'âge d'a avancé dans l'espace jeune garçon même j'ai avec moi. Courir derrière on série de bagages. Courir on série de bagages. Bon, gon bagage que madame dit là, m'a essayer bien comprendre. Ça veut dire que Jojo, est-ce que ça nous connaît monde qui ronfle yo? C'est une cause ou bien li ka causer heart attack par rapport à blood pressure si que ou à vivre dans conditions pareilles. Et c'est can you please explain to me a little bit more
about that?
yes.
So when you have when your blood pressure is high, when you have high blood pressure, the reason why it can cause you to have a heart attack is because there's too much pressure on the heart.
But where that come from, Juju? Where that come from? You say that before.
Pressure?
No, more pressure.
More pressure?
Yes.
The reason why there's more pressure is because there is too much. So the arteries is like a pipe.
Okay.
Okay. It's exactly like the pipe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we turn on the water, when the pipe, imagine a pipe, how it's nice and open and clean. Okay?
Yes.
So, you know, when you have your sink and the pipe is nice and clean, you turn on the water and the water goes down the drain.
Yes.
Nice and easy, right?
But when you have trash, some dirty stuff
Yes.
in the pipe, okay,
Yes.
okay. At
When
this
you have
point,
dirty-
for that pipe to work, he needs to do more efforts, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I got it.
Absolutely.
I got it.
So
Okay.
when there's dirty things in the pipe, the water doesn't go down too fast. So there's dirty things, there's trash. The pipe has to work harder
Okay.
to empty the water.
Ça t'a veut
So
dire
the same thing
que
with our
dans
arteries.
artère nous yo, dans veine nous yo gon série de quelques bagages nous manger comme si qui vient
Yes.
concentrer tant qu'on bagage qui gagne pile graisse ou même ça me dit là
Yes.
les stack les saconia sans pas capable circuler
Absolutely.
normalement then à ce point là il obligé à
la
faire
fait
plus
pression
effort pour que les capable passer parce que il besoin canal ça pour le passer then puisque le pas capable jeune l'obligé faire plus effort plus pression qu'on y a where it's where those pressure come from. I got it, ma'am. Keep going.
Absolutely, and you're right. So and that's what you call plaque that's in the arteries.
Okay, plaque.
And the plaque comes from the food we eat.
Okay.
When we eat food in high cholesterol, when we eat food in high salt, high fat, it creates plaque in our arteries.
Okay.
The more plaque we have, the more pressure there is.
Jojo,
Yeah.
before you go any further, can you tell those people there is a few type of fat, because I know oil is not really good, but there is another fat who's more dangerous than the oil we cooking, right?
Yes.
When like you say, like, you know, the fat from the meat.
Yes.
This one is very dangerous. I don't know if you can do a little open, you know.
Absolutely. So the food like red meat and pork, they have the most fat compared to chicken. So especially I don't know, moun ki reme griot, I know griot convine avec graisse, you know, because it's part of it. Oh, you know, I know that when I bought un plat griot, you see the graisse, like that fatty part. Not if I vienne no, the graisse part. Gen moun ki reme sa, na vienne. And that that's the worst thing to eat. That's the worst. That's even worse than the viande. Is that fat that you find in queue bœuf, ou jouen ça na queue bœuf, ou jouen ça na griot, ou jouen ça na viande rouge, you know, red meat. You find more of that. Parce que pas de graisse. I'm going to graisse in chicken, vraiment. But most people eat that in pork and in red meat. You know, so it's much healthier to eat chicken than griot, than pork, and then red meat. And then the type of oil you use to cook. You know, olive oil is much healthier to cook than corn oil. You know, vegetable oil. olive oil is better than those two oils. Of course, if you're making one meal, that's different, but it's better to cook with olive oil. Those are things like that. Yes.
Okay. So now you can go in further because I do believe you have more to say. I was stopping you on your way. Yeah. Then you were talking about the symptoms, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
keep going.
Yes. And then because high blood pressure, you don't feel anything. And that's the thing. A lot of people, they feel like, oh, because they don't feel sick. It's not like diabetes when you feel sick. You know, with high blood pressure, you don't feel anything. And then so when people have their blood pressure taken and the number is high, they don't believe it because they say they feel fine. They say they feel fine. You know, yes, you feel fine. You know why you feel fine?
They do not trust the doctor. Yeah, you know, as you said, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm okay. I'm something okay. I'm feeling good. So, okay, qui ba attention la bdim la. Yo ba comprimé. Ah, m'dè matin là, m'dè oublié prendre. Ah, ma gen temps prendre, pas gen ton problème. Non, pas faire comme ça. Pas faire comme ça parce que c'est pour nous respecter conseil médical. Moi-même, c'est on bagay que avant nous rencontrer la Dudul, nous parler de ça en pile. Nous dit moun yo pas négliger connaissance l'autre monde, respecter connaissance l'autre monde. Bon Dieu, bah chaque monde formation ou bien bah possibilité de monde qui formé dans des domaines. Là nous croyons dans bon Dieu, c'est normal n'a prier pour une série de problèmes pour y résoudre. OK? Parce que Sarah à 99 l'année, bon Dieu te fait le promesse et puis promesse ta li kembe. Bon qui monde qui croit? Toujours comme on dans le domaine médical. Est-ce que je dis à gon fille qui a fait petit à 99 l'année?
Non.
Ou pas quoi ça, bah oui, Jules. Ou pas quoi ça? C'est pas possible. C'est pas possible, bah oui?
Yeah.
OK, bon, Sarah était faite. Ça veut dire que on bagaille miracle. Ensuite, nous voyons que Josué, monsieur Tegon, c'était qu'on combat, monsieur T, et puis il m'a dit l'Éternel pour rester la pluie, l'Éternel était la pluie pour lui tout. Ça, c'est des bagages que l'Éternel est capable de faire. Mais qu'on y a, qu'on s'acrive. L'Éternel baille moun te kou blanc avec nous la connaissance pour étudier science médicale. Li apprennent toute une série de bagages. Qui comprimé cap bon pour vous si c'est diabétique, qui comprimé cap bon pour vous si c'est high pressure que ou fait, si qui ça cap bon pour ou besoin dormir, Jojo ka dou tout ça yo. Li connaît qui côté pour boyon piqûre, la pression dedans, li pas piquer mauvais côté, c'est parce que l'école l'apprend ça. Faut nous respecter yo. De nous-mêmes qui pas de connaissance ça yo, nous-mêmes qui pas fait étude ça yo, nous payer l'argent, l'État paye l'argent pour nous. Là dans la clinique là, c'est pour nous respecter conseil docteur yo, bah nous c'est pour nous appliquer yo. Si on dit nous c'est pour nous prendre comprimé à 2 fois par jour, pas prendre 3 fois. Si c'est 2 yo dit pour nous prendre chaque fois, pas mettre 3 pour dire ah, bon fin prendre pi bonheur. Non. Parce que ou pas respecter format que yo ba wa. Gon formule, tant qu'on t'a parlé de mathématiques par exemple. Gon formule là ou énoncer li boy un résultat, mais là ou pas respecter formule là ou gagner un autre résultat, les ça professeur li boy une note que ou pas mais et bien c'est même genre. Si ou pas respecter conseil que docteur ba wa, qu'on ça crivé, ko boy un résultat que ou pas espérer parce que maladie li une côté pour le chita. Pourtant yo te bon traitement pour lui. Den c'est pour nous tendre des conseils médecins yo, c'est pour nous tendre te kou blanc ça ka parle avec nous là, c'est pour nous respecter. Ou pas le l'autre blanc côté là, ou tendre qui côté le qui aller, la parle de différents types de fat. C'est parce que yo connaît ça parler à moi m'pas connaît. Bon m'pas j'aime connaît pour me poser une question pareil. M'pas connaît. Donc c'est pour nous tendre conseils moun qui connaît dans domaine que yo connaît, nous respecter ça que yo dit nous. Juju, let's go.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And so and it goes back to if your blood pressure is high, if your doctor's telling you have high blood pressure, please listen to your doctor. Listen to your doctor and take your medications, because the medication is to help prevent those complications that will happen if your blood pressure continues high. That's why. There's people who don't believe in medication. Oh, I don't want to take medication. I'm going to drink my tea, and that's going to be enough. Sometimes it's not enough. Sometimes I believe tea is healthy for you. And there is data to show tea is good for you. Vraiment.
All the time. Not all the time.
Yes. Not all the time, but Also, it may not be enough. It may not be enough. So if your blood pressure is too high, you need something, you need medication to help lower the blood pressure. You can't just drink tea alone and say that's enough. It's not going to be enough. You need to take your medication because those complications can still happen.
At some point in my note, I got 180 over 120.
Yes.
What could happen at this time?
Yes.
KISA qui arrive dans les sayo?
Oh my gosh. So remember I said if the number is higher than 130 over 80, it's high blood pressure. But that's low, but that's still low. 130 over 80 is still low. When you have 180 over 120 or 200 over 120, you are asking for a stroke. You're asking for it. And I say that to say it's way too high. It's way too high. It's dangerous. At that point, that is what you call dangerous.
Ok. Mes amis, nous tendez, si nous connaissons, il y a des gens qui achètent des machines pour checker tension la caille pour compte pas. Il y a des gens qui font ça. Il y a des gens qui ont des machines comme si ils apprennent que diabétique, eh bien, ils font check up diabétique pour compte pas. Mes amis, mais si nous regardons, si nous connaissons vraiment, si nous sommes capables de lire, message ça, réponse ça que machine envoie ba nous. L'el fin check et puis qu'on y a l'offre fin pomper machine parce que c'est pomper et puis l'offre fin on regarde ouais qui numéro qu'il ba ou, li ba ou 180, li ba ou 180 sous 120. Moun ka fait mathématique comprendre très bien ça me dit là, c'est 180 sous 120 comme si tu as fait une division, on va diviser 180 par 120. Mes amis, tant pris nous tendez que ça arrive nous que nous arrêter heart attack. Heart attack. Ou kon qui ça nous dit nous même haïtiens là ça. Oui, diable mange. C'est diable qui mange. Son coup de zombie yo bali. Non. Son heart attack li fait parce que te gagnon high blood pressure qui pas traité, li pas prendre médicament pour lui, li pas tendre conseil docteur yo, li pas faire exercice, manger le tap manger, li lever chaque jour bal tibé fil manger. Mon sam de lan pas besoin connaître que tibé fouli la craser. Li pas besoin connaître bal c'est la manger, bal griot la manger. M connaît nous même griot parce que nous venons limite même blanc gâté parce que blanc mais haïtien griot. Depuis parler avec conseil d'angel dou bam griot avec piclis. Yo remè li mais yo pas connaît pas bon pour yo non plus. Donc nous tendez donc là dit nous ça mes amis depuis nous t'a fait check ça nous regardez nous dans 180 over 120 please moi même go matin que me perdu parce que Jean-Julie a parlé à la question pas m'nan connait. Jojo, est-ce que question blood pressure ya li what is the terminology? I forgot that. Est-ce que son bagage comme si nous avons qui génétique?
Genetics, yes. Genetics, it could be genetics, yes.
Okay. Ça veut dire que si par exemple, moi qui t'ai mouru, li fait on stroke, li tomber et puis après elle mourir. Den m'ka mette un petit genre pétade m'ka un petit genre V pour me dire ah, moi ça t'est arrivé mais même tout faut me prendre précaution, c'est ça? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying, Mimi?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
I do. Yeah. And you're right. And you're absolutely right.
Okay.
Because especially Sugon family that has high blood pressure, if you have your mom or your dad that has high blood pressure, then that means you have to be extra careful.
Okay.
Okay? If you ma tante, you have un tonton, a cousin, a sister, then you have to be extra careful.
Okay.
Because it could be very much genetic, yes.
Même là m'a regarder et puis on va continuer toujours. Bah nous explication toujours. Qui côté nous aller?
So when it comes to high blood pressure, apart from taking your medicine, there's things that you can do to help with lowering your blood pressure. Okay, the first thing is eating healthy, like we talked about, eating healthy. The food we talked about, pork, red meat, that has a lot of fat. It has a lot of fat. It has a lot of cholesterol. Don't eat foods like that, or even fried food. Anything that's deep fried, that's not good for you either. It's better to eat food that's grilled. grilled food or stewed
Steam.
chicken,
Steam.
steamed
Yes.
chicken or
Yeah.
stewed chicken en sauce. Instead of deep fried chicken, faire un petit chicken en sauce. Instead of acheter griot, acheter un petit chicken. It's better to eat like that. Eat more vegetables. Okay, eat more vegetables. You could eat rice, but it's more vegetables. That's much healthier for you. So eat fruits, vegetables, and whole grain. Whole grain is like wheat bread. Not too much white rice, not too much potatoes. More like whole wheat. Oatmeal is very healthy.
Okay.
Oatmeal for breakfast is very healthy to help lower your blood pressure. Low fat milk. For people who like to drink milk, low fat milk is much healthier than whole milk. You know how whole milk is like the red bottle, and then there's a blue bottle, there's fat free, and then there's low fat or fat free. And when you go grocery shopping, any foods that says low fat or fat free is much healthier for you. And also, try not to drink too much soda. Anything carbonated, too much soda, too much juice. Drink more water, drink more natural juices, drink more teas. That's much healthier for your body. So that's good regarding diets. And then foods that's high in salt. Anything that's high in salt is not good for you. So when we cook our food, don't put too much salt. Try to practice putting less salt in the food. Just little by little, just practice putting less salt. Eating food less salty is much better, because salt is a big thing that can make your blood pressure high. Salty food. Salty food. And I know I know some people, when we do drink tea, like to put a little salt in the tea, or some people who drink coffee, they put a little salt in their coffee. Try not to do that. Try not to do that habit anymore. If you like to put a little salt in your tea or a little salt in your coffee, try not to do that. Drink the tea like that. Okay, drink the tea like that. I say it's better. It's better to drink the tea like that instead of adding a little salt, or the coffee. Because I know there's some people, they don't like sugar in their coffee, they'll put a little salt.
then Miss Julie, tell me,
Yes.
no salt in my tea, no sugar in my coffee?
I don't say, well, sugar, you can put sugar in the coffee. Put
Okay.
a little bit of sugar. But I know people who like to put salt in their coffee.
No, usually when I
know.
got my tea, I put some salt.
Me too.
Okay,
I like to put
okay.
salt in my tea too.
But not a lot.
but-
Not a lot.
I know, you put a
Yeah.
little pinch.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's a good habit not to do that. Because, yes, it's a little pinch. It's very small. But remember, that's not the only salt you're eating for the day. So if you can if you can practice, because I'm not going to say don't eat salt ever again. That's impossible.
But
It's
in
not the truth.
any way that we can cut the amount that we are taking every day, much better. Correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Ok. Ça veut dire que nous,
Yes.
nous pour essayer de comprendre, pour nous dire, moun qui avec nous, blanc, faut parler, m'bral qui là, blanc, parce que moi, ou là, plus mon nom, on fin tout non écrivaine, ou on zamdou là, et m'bral qui là, blanc. M'tap dit moun yo, et que, moi, celle que nous prenons par jour, mes amis, les plus bon pour nous. Moins sugar que nous prenons par jour, les plus bon pour nous. Parce que c'est pas jus que vous faites, vous mettez sucre là-dedans seulement, qui sucre que vous prenez. Un paquet manger que vous prenez, un paquet d'aliment que vous utilisez.
Tout manger gain sucre là-dedans.
C'est pas seulement
végétaux peut-être.
OK, c'est pas celle que vous mettez dans thé ou boire qui celle que vous consommez. Non, l'autre manger pral manger des fois c'est pas au cuit li.
Spécialement moun qui mange canned food.
Bon.
Dans canned food yo,
Tout
ça c'est
bien sel.
pas toujours, non, ça a mouri net.
Bon, mais vous entendez?
Yeah.
Même non ta ou pas gen sel là-dedans, ta ou tester li pas gen sel.
C'est pas vrai.
C'est pas vrai, il gen sel
Vous
là-dedans.
entendez?
Pile sodium.
Nous entendez mes amis?
Right, me Julie?
Madame
That's
bon
right.
li dou en pile sodium. Ouais, c'est ça que fait me dire nous. Respectez docteur ça, respectez blanc ça yo. Vous comprenez? L'entendez à parler, yo kon ça dit.
Non, parce que juste pour conserver, bon, yo mettez un pile sodium.
Yo mettez sodium là.
Qui vous conserver. Et parce que, par exemple, on va cap nokin, la fait 1 an, 2 ans, 3 ans.
Oh, tout ça ça veut dire.
Ah oui. Et bah,
il y a pas moi j'ai fait tout ça, on pas fait ça.
Yeah, canned food, yeah. That's how it is. Yeah,
Gay
that's
fait
how
tout
they
ça 2 ans, 3 ans.
oui.
Yeah.
Ça
with
c'est
the
quoi on a
sodium.
mangé? Ça c'est quoi on a mangé donc là?
Oh
C'est pas
yeah.
vrai?
Canned food is a killer.
Aïe,
Yeah.
aïe, aïe, aïe. Bon, nous t'entendez. So, madame nan dit, les dit sel ou bien sodium, c'est même bagay, oui, blanc dit. Alors, moi, nous connaissons, c'est qu'à fois. Me dit, nous sel. Blanc, lui me dit sodium. Moun ka l'école, yo. Madame,
Oui, bon quitter l'aller toujours parce que nous allons poser quelques questions, bon quitter le film fait exposer Annette et puis après ça.
Okay.
Nous allons dans la question. You can go,
Yes.
Juju.
So in addition to that, we talked about diet and then also exercise. You know, I'm never going to stop talking about exercise. Always try to exercise. You don't have to go to the gym. You can just walk around the neighborhood 30 minutes a day, at least 2 to 3 days a week. Very good for you. Exercise is always good and healthy for you. And limit your alcohol. You know, limit your alcohol. If you like to drink a lot, diminuer on the alcohol. And also, if you smoke, stop smoking because that's not good for you at all either. So those are the main things about that. And then if you are diagnosed with high blood pressure, the doctor will prescribe you medication. He or she will prescribe you medication. Take your medication as the way the doctor tells you to take it. And then you could buy a machine, a blood pressure machine, and you could check your blood pressure every day. I think it's important for anybody who's taking blood pressure medicine to have a machine and start checking their blood pressure. And take your blood pressure once a day and be familiar with what your blood pressure looks like. And then you can see for yourself if your numbers are high when you take your medicine, if your numbers go down when you take your medicine. It's another part of taking care of yourself, you know. So take your blood pressure and use the machine and take your blood pressure every day. I think that's a very good tool to have at home, you know, and it's very important to have something like that. Of course, if you start having pain, like chest pain, if you start having a lot of chest pain or a headache that doesn't stop, right? If you wake up in the middle of the night and you have this headache, that's a stabbing headache, and it's the first time you ever had a headache like this. You don't know why you're having this headache. It's really, really bad. You take medication, you take Tylenol, it doesn't help. You take ibuprofen, it doesn't help. Same thing with your chest pain. You're having a lot of chest pain. Please go to the emergency room because those are signs of a heart attack and those are signs of a stroke. Okay? So if your vision is blurry, you go to and you notice a change, a big change with your vision, that's not good either. You know, go to your doctor about that. But for certain, if you're having any shortness of breath, if you're having extreme headache, if you're having heart palpitations and chest pain, please go to the hospital. Please, please, please. You know your body. If this is not normal, you never had this before, it's not normal, go to the hospital because you may be having a heart attack or you may be having a stroke.
Okay. My first question to you, and I want to say thank you to you. Thank you so much. And I want to say also thank you for all of those who take the time to be with us today. I think, you know, we can't thank you enough, Julie. My first question is, where exactly that pressure come from? I know sometime you go to the doctor, you have blood pressure or your diabetes, and then they says you have to control your stress and stuff like that. If that have any relationship with our pressure if I have like, if I have a problem or make me like sad or anything like that, that can cause my blood pressure goes high, or that can keep my pressure high.
Yes. So if you're under a lot of stress, it will cause your blood pressure to be high. If you're under a lot of stress, if you're sad, if you're angry, it will cause your blood pressure to be high. But remember that if you're sad, if you're stressed out, your blood pressure will be high, but it's not supposed to stay high, the same way you're not supposed to stay stressed. Okay? Your body is reacting to your stress. But sometimes people say, oh, my blood pressure is high because I'm just a little stressed because, I'm stressed and things are going on and I'm stressed and that's why it's so high. It could be high, but it should eventually go down. So if your blood pressure stays high, we cannot use the excuse it's just stress. Because even if it stays high because of stress, it's still not good for your body. And it's still not good. Sometimes people say, oh, well, it's high because I'm stressed and that's why it's high. That's an excuse because, yes, it's high because you're stressed, but that's an excuse for you not to do anything about your high blood pressure. That is why I say it's an excuse. Because, even though if you're stressed and your blood pressure is high, that doesn't mean you just leave it high. You ignore it and say, oh, okay, it's high. It'll go down when I'm not stressed anymore. Life is stressful. But it's stressful, it's the truth. Life is stressful, but we still have to do things to help take care of ourselves. And if it is taking medication, then take your medication. Even if you're stressed, take your medication because it will help. And that's when it's even more helpful, more beneficial, especially if you are stressed.
Ok. Alors, bon, di yon ti créole pour moun yo. Alors, Miss Julie, fait que ça dit, nous te posé la question pour nous demander li, est-ce que si yon moun gen yon problème, yon quelqu'un qui a tourmenté l'esprit ou ça ka cause
qui relation avec question stress, problème
qui relation. Et il dit comme ça que oui, le ou gen stress ou du moins tout ka gon bagay ou confronté dans vie ou ça ka rend tension monter. Mais premièrement, li pa yon excuse pour dire c'est parce que moi stress qui fait que tension monte.
Si vous pas de stress là, 24 sur 24, 7 jours sur 7, 31 jours ou 30 jours dans le mois, 28 ou 29 jours dans le mois, 365 jours dans l'année. Ça veut dire que faudrait-il que tension même tout l'état descende.
Si vous le persistez, c'est que
un problème qui est important pour chercher.
Ça veut dire que nous espérons que tout le monde a dit. But my other question is, what happened when someone have a stroke without knowing that they have hypertension? They were like hypertension.
Well, they didn't know they had hypertension because they never got checked. That's the only way you don't know. If you don't check, then you don't know. So it's important to go to the doctor. Every time we go to the doctor is going to take your blood pressure. Okay? So it's important. Even if you don't take it yourself, but go see the doctor at least one time a year, at least once a year for an annual physical. And then you will have an idea if you have high blood pressure or not.
Yeah.
So what happens is that when people do have a stroke and they did not know they have high blood pressure, it's because unfortunately they never got checked.
Okay, my other question is why on so many diseases, including high blood pressure, and then black people are the most that got hate from those diseases?
Yeah. Black people are more likely to have heart disease. And we're more likely to have heart disease. And there's different types of heart diseases. But high blood pressure is the most common one. And we're more likely. Why is it more likely? That part I'm not sure. But black people are more likely to have heart disease. And that's why it's even more important for us to make sure we go to the doctor, we check our blood pressure, and we take care of ourselves, you know, because we don't know why we're more likely to have heart problems, but we are, you know. And also Black people, we eat very similar type of foods. We naturally eat a lot of rice, a lot of carbs. We naturally eat the same type of food, either if we're Haitian, Jamaican, Black American. We eat the same type of foods. We cook it differently, but it's the same red meat. It's the same pork. It's the same. You know, Haitians may cook it in griot. African Americans, they cook it as a pork chop. But it's the same pig. It's the same pig.
Je pense que pig était différent, oui. Ça que levé Haïti, ça que levé la Caraïbe, je pense que c'était différent. Il n'y a pas de même petit cochon. Julie, but it's the same pig. What are you talking about?
It's the same pig.
You make the pork chop and then the Haitian cook the griot. That's the same pig.
You know what? And then my other question is, why? And then it's like a recommendation for people to eat good and also exercise.
Yeah.
So why of, like, you know, most of the disease, so, and like when you do exercise, that can help you. Either you diabetic, even you have cancer, even you have, like, you know, high blood pressure. All these things as prevention, or even you're sick, you can do in them. So why does exercise are very good for people or the body?
Yes, that's a good question, because every disease, every problem, doctors will always tell you exercise, exercise, exercise. And you're right. And you're like, why is exercise? Because exercise keeps your body healthy. It keeps your body healthy. When we don't exercise, it allows our body to have that cholesterol, that plaque, to build up in our arteries. It's easier to build it up when we do not exercise. It's harder for the plaque to build up when we exercise. And also when we exercise, we help our body digest food much better. We help our body break down the food much better. We help our body and our organs get better blood supply. Okay, better blood supply to our brain, better blood supply to our liver, our kidneys. That is what exercise does. So number one, what exercise does is when we eat food, it helps our body break down the food much better. Okay, take all of the nutrients from the food. It helps our body does that much better. Number two, it helps with blood supply to all of our important organs, our brain, our heart, our liver, our kidneys. It helps it much better, function better. It helps prevent our bodies to keep in the toxins, because everything we eat, there's nutrients in the food we eat, and there's I don't want to say toxins, but there's bad parts, you know, in food that we eat.
You can say
everything that we eat.
You can say it because
toxins.
You know what? Yeah,
It's
you can say it
toxins.
because let me tell you something. I don't stop you, but let me tell you, it's the same way when you have kidney failure, you have kidney problem. So whatever you eat, that's why they says you have to go do dialysis or dialysis. Otherwise, you don't do it for one, and then tomorrow you can die, because everything you eat is like poison. So if you have that filter is not there to clean the blood, to clean yourself. So you're dead. So we can say that we don't eat poison, but when it get in there, the way we treat our body, it turn to poison.
En tout cas, m'bavle mourir, moi m'attends des conseils tous les blancs ça tous les docteurs bay là. M'bavle mourir papa, moi même depuis jeudi a fait tout du monde ça sou bien avec me comme manger petit steak longtemps, mais sou bien avec moi ou pas besoin soit manger pour tout pas besoin au fruit. Comprendre?
No, not even the steak, but even whatever you eat, you need to do exercise.
Oui, m'a fait
Exercise.
exercice, ça c'est pas mni. C'est responsabilité personnellement. Même j'aime responsabilité tout. Si ou ap manger ti viande de fou là, ou ensemble de là, ou kuit ti morceau steak ou souvent on va besoin céréales. Ouais, c'est bon. Souvent mon petit cal peut-être non moi, m'ka font petit goûter. T'as pour me dire pas goûter du tout. Oui, t'as pour me dire pas goûter du tout. Ça qui arrive où elle belle bien cuite au
You know, I'm happy you say that because
t'as pour dire pas goûter du tout au ensemble de là, mais réduire, diminuer autant que vous capable jusqu'à ce que tu arrives dans la route et puis vous dites qu'on s'arrive à faire ce bœuf là, balade même m'ba dans cette. Before I let you go, before I'm leaving the office, the studio too, bon parler nan non on série de monde. Si me prend 4 cigarettes par jour, c'est pas un problème ça là vous dit. Hein? If I smoke 4 cigarettes a day, is it a problem?
It's a problem.
What? 4 grains seulement du jour. 4 of them. That's not supposed to be a problem.
It shouldn't be not even one.
You know why it's a problem?
Mm-hmm.
Because it shouldn't be even one. I will tell you, if it's alcohol, I will tell somebody diminish on alcohol. Okay? Because you know what? Alcohol is actually healthier for you than cigarettes.
Okay. Now you go to the second part of my question. Usually, I'm taking like 4 beer a day. Is it a problem?
4 beers a day?
Yeah.
It's a lot of beer. And it is a lot. Everybody is different. And I'm going to say why it's a lot. I'm going to say because it's a lot on the liver. So for somebody who drinks 4 beers a day, I would say try to work on 3 beers a day. And then eventually 2 beers a day. And then eventually 1 beer a day. Because 4 beers a day, just 4, it's still a lot. It's still a lot. For the liver, it's still a lot.
But si if I'm not taking it in any way, in any occasion, what is the benefit?
The benefit of what? Not drinking?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the benefit of not drinking is better for your liver. You could drink occasionally. You know, it's okay to drink occasionally, drinking wine occasionally, drinking beer occasionally, drinking alcohol occasionally. Even if it's 1 glass a day, that's not too bad if you're drinking 1 glass a day of beer, 1 bottle of beer a day. That's why I say 4 bottles a day is a lot. Try to reduce it to at least once. It would be better to drink on occasion when there's a party, maybe when on the weekends, that would be better. That habit, that lifestyle will be better. But for people who do drink every day, less is better a day. So if you can drink 1 beer bottle a day, that's better than 4. Okay. And when it comes to cigarettes, 0, 0, 0. Because cigarettes is absolutely poison.
Ebe fòm dizan mè mè ki kon ap ofrim la.
Absolutely poison.
Fòm dizan mè mè ki kon ap ofrim ke mbalad.
Qu'est-ce qu'on a pour
Fòm dizan mè ki kon ap ofrim.
Now you too much now.
Joey, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how to express myself. To thank you, because what you are doing, what you've been done with P-Stars, I'm telling you, that's mean a lot for our team. I know Mrs. Josla has more to talk to you. She has more to ask because we connaît son blanc parolier, but not me. And I really have more to do in other studio. I got to go. But m'aptanon parce que si c'est deux messieurs veulent nous parler dans mon vie, mettre femme connaître c'est dans restaurant nous aller, n'importe côté nous aller, just let me know Juju because I want to see you. I cannot wait. Be blessed. Thank you so much. I'm leaving, but you are with Mrs. Marston for the rest of the show. I'm out. C'est là.
Okay.
On va savoir ça tout bon le temps.
Non, on va
Thank you. Donc Juju est avec nous là, on va continuer question parce que me connaît mon yapton. Moun aptan qui ça va porter pour yo, moun aptan qui ça va dire c'est la malé.
Eh bien, OK. Yeah, I can say that this is like very serious. Only blood pressure can give you heart disease.
Yeah.
You can get you can get kidney failure.
Mhm.
You can get like stroke. You can get like vision problem. So it's like sometimes people don't understand. They don't understand like when you tell them no for something, when you tell them if I were you, I will do that differently. They think you just like you're just crazy. But they don't know for one thing you don't taking care of, that can cause multiple problems.
Yeah.
Multiple problems. So I have a question. So how people beside exercise, beside like you're talking about exercise and you're talking about in what we eating. So what else can help people to stay away from high blood pressure? Because like we were saying the other day, some people they get mad for no reason. They take life. I always say life is very serious, but don't take life too much serious. Sometimes you have to just relax. But there is some people is like they stay tight all the time because every little simple thing matters for them. So what can you tell those people to live like a life like they can release some stress? Because otherwise you just calling problem on you.
Yeah, and you're right. No, you're right. Life is very serious. But I like to laugh. I would say laugh. Laugh. Have jokes. Enjoy yourself. Laugh with people who loves to laugh. Dance if you like to dance. Put on music. Watch TV. Play a game. Color a book. Draw a picture. Life is serious. But take that time to enjoy life. That's what I would say. Take that time to enjoy life because we know today, we don't know tomorrow. You don't have to be on a private island. You don't have to have $1 million. You don't have to have a big house. You don't have to have an expensive car to enjoy life. We have everything we need right in front of our faces to enjoy life. We have it all right in front of our faces to enjoy life, enjoy our family, enjoy our husband and our wives, our children. When you go to work, laugh with some people. Yes, who wants to work? No one wants to work, right? But we have to work. So when we go to work, laugh with your coworkers. It's okay to laugh.
Yes.
It's okay to laugh.
Yes.
I know it's easier to laugh with our friends, but we can make friends at work.
Yeah.
Those
Yes.
friends don't have to be the same friends to come over to our homes or even talk on the phone. I understand that. But at work, you can still say, okay, you're my friend at work. We can laugh together. When you go outside and go get your mail, right? And you go get your mail from your mailbox and you see your neighbor. Why don't you say hi to your neighbor? Voyeme bayo. Say hello. How was your day? We have everything we need in front of our faces to enjoy life. And that's what I would say. Because when our heart is happy, we are ultimately healthy. But we have to create our happiness. We don't need all these people. We can't wait for people to make us happy.
Thank you.
We have to make ourselves happy.
Thank you so much. Because some people don't understand that. Because, some people are waiting for them to have a nice house, to have, I know it's good. But, at the end of the day, you can complaining to have a house. So at the end of the day, you have the house. Another problem come because you need furniture now. Because life will always asking you for more. But you just have to be happy with what you have today. You know? Because otherwise you're going to put pressure on yourself for no reason.
Yeah.
Because sometimes some people, they put pressure on them for what they don't have because Julie has it and I don't. And I feel like I am the one who's supposed to have it. And I get angry. But I need to know what I'm capable to do. So Julie might be able to do it because she have like, you know, enough money for that. But I should put myself in a situation to know this is not my time yet. So I can't have it. So I don't have to put pressure. Let me work on it to see if one day, if God can help me. So I totally agree with you. And I think if those people take those words, that will help them to understand that, you know, there is sometimes we are the one who cause our own pressure, our own problem, because we worry too much.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you have anything else to say.
Yeah, I would say ultimately, I would say very important. You know, it's February, year 2025. The year just began. We just finished the first month of 2025. When the year begins, we always naturally make goals for ourselves and say, this year, I'm going to do this. This year, I'm going to save money. Or this year, I'm going to finish school. Or this year, I'm going to buy a house. Whatever your goals are this year, we're in February. Continue on that goal. But also, I would say, put part of your goal of enjoying life, being happy, spending time with your friends and family, laughing more, taking care of your body more. Go see your doctor for an annual physical. Go see your doctor for an annual physical. Listen to your doctor. Take your medication and start exercising just a little bit. Okay? Any foods, if you like to eat grill, you like to eat red meat and steak, then say, okay, I'm diminuer on these things. Okay? If it's the pork you can give up first, then say, I'm not going to eat pork and m'a diminuer sur viande rouge, you know? But lower, you know, eat less fatty foods. Eat less foods that has high salt. Eat less food that has high fat. Eat less. Eat less, little by little. Exercise. See your doctor. Take your medications. And enjoy life. Laugh. Enjoy. Enjoy your family. Enjoy your friends. Enjoy your loved ones. And that's what I would say.
And I want to say thank you to you. And bam prend un petit créole pour moun yo. Miss Julie juste dit comme ça que la vie belle, la vie sérieuse, la vie sérieuse, la vie belle, mais des fois nous mettons trop pression sur nous. Et il dit on pas besoin de ses amis pour y en de travail avec le monde, sauf que notre petit temps que nous travail là, nous doit amis pour nous capables rire ensemble, pour nous capables parce que là nous notre travail là nous sayons que nous veuillons non, nous ses amis, nous sayons famille parce que nous ensemble, ça veut dire qu'il n'y a pas besoin c'est pour ou c'est monde qui prend la caille moi monde qui prend le téléphone, mais nous ca une communication parce que des fois là où je m'ka dit ça sincèrement, des fois suivant avec monde qu'on travaille dans un chiffre, li aide même leur busy pour passer journée en mieux. Parce que these people around you make you laugh, they make you happy, you can have a little joke with them, and then it's like everybody is like, you know, very happy. But des fois, tout ça va dépendre de qui moun ou travaille côté là, moun nan li boudé, ou même ou boudé, tout ça vient faire que nous rendre la plus difficile. Ça veut dire que nous avons besoin de ces gros l'argent pour nous gagner, ces gros cailles, ces gros machines, ces gros ceci, c'est là. Mais en nous, ouais, si nous capoter happiness dans cas la porter cœur content, ça veut dire on nous apprendre rire avec Marie, nos petites, nos madame, nos moun qui bon côté nous. Et Miss Julie dit, même le aller prendre mel là dehors. Parce que voisinage là c'est une famille que lié tout. Ou al prend là ou ka di bonjour, ou ka wave your hands, ou ka di bonsoir, ou ka demander moun comment lié, nous ka prendre petit temps, nous converser, nous prendre communication et ça va aider pour retirer pressure sous corps. Et pendant mois ça li dit comme ça que apprendre à diminuer sous viande cochon, sous griot que ou manger et toute bagaille ça ou ka cause en dommage, pas besoin de sous nan steak ou nan griot ou nan double problème. Ça veut dire ouais qui est-ce qu'on a quitté avant et puis diminuer considérablement ça que ou manger ça va le permettre que eh bien ou bay corps ou bay cœur ou bay tout ou même une chance pour capable grandir et progresser. Ça veut dire que c'était avec vous Miss Julie qui c'est une nurse practitioner from l'hôpital Boca et que nous dit li merci, nous content parce que il était ensemble avec nous et ça pas c'est pas la première fois qu'elle est avec nous. Nous avons plusieurs émissions que Miss Julie déjà fait. We have so many subjects that Miss Julie t'es là ensemble avec nous. Ça veut dire que nous espérons que bon Dieu va bénir nous et nous dit merci avec tout cela qui était branché. Nous allons retourner pour prier à midi, nous allons prendre un petit break. And we want to say thank you again, thank you to Miss Julie. Thank you, Miss Julie, and I hope that God will bless you. This is very good, and education is good at any level.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss Julie. Go get some rest, and then we'll see.
Yes. Until next time.
Okay, thank you so much. And I know you guys are happy to hear from Miss Julie because high blood pressure, high cholesterol are the one who killing people. So prevention, what you eating and exercise. Exercise is good for everything. Even for your brain to think better. When you do exercise, that's help you to think better. Even your thinking are better. So if you feel like you stress out, go do a little walk. If you have a little phone, you have a headset, just put some music and then walk, and then that will help you. Thank you so much, guys. That was a pleasure to be with you. As you know, my name is Mrs. Maslin, and we'll see. Moi aller, na wè on l'autre. Bon Dieu béni tout le monde.